when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes.
Maybe that's the real punk rock.
You die, I die.
You got life! Cowhide. Synthetic cowhide.
He's flying.
Scooby-Doo.
Are you watching closely?
My daughter was born, and I didn't have the time to commit upwards of 5 hours a week to recording, editing, producing. I did multiple videos a week. So we did it on, we're doing it on YouTube just to give ourselves the freedom to be like, oh, people see our mistakes, our ums, our ahs, whatever.
Yeah.
So
I think there is something, at least like with AI, and how, because we hired an editor recently, and I actually have him leave all the mistakes in because I think there's something authentic about it that I like.
Yeah.
And I think we were talking about how, like, because we got the drafts back. And we were both like, oh my gosh, this sucks. Like, and like as in like,
it just wasn't as clean.
It wasn't as clean.
Yeah.
But they egg in our face.
It crushed.
Like they were like totally good. And
wow. Like the best week of like
recently
posting content in like probably maybe this year at least.
And I genuinely attribute to that editor and he just like leaving it raw and letting it be uncut, and it just was like,
I think people just wanted to follow the actual conversation more than it just being a clip.
He captured our conversations better than I ever had.
Wow.
And so that was like pretty cool to see, and like shout out our editor Chris.
Yeah, I have when I started doing the pod almost 4 years ago, I cut almost every gap in my sentence or in my talking, which I do that a lot because I am not a public speaker and I'm just a guy who likes movies. So I was very self-conscious about that, and I've had to learn to grow out of that. And then I've heard other podcasts that leave the gaps in just to be more natural, and there's even one that specifically leaves in a good 10-second pause if the guest is thinking. It's like this person is processing to make sure they say their words right. It's almost a respectful thing to be authentic. So
yeah, exactly.
So one of the guys in our chat says, I was half expecting y'all to be chilling in a parking lot. We did not all get together, though. I can guess that your podcast name is because it's the vibe of after a movie and you just talk about stuff in the parking, which Zach and I we've been friends since college, almost 5 years now, more than 5 years probably. And we've had plenty of those conversations, and it's a great feeling. So good to have you guys on, Christian and Brandon.
Thanks for having us. We're excited.
We're excited. Yeah, it's to capture that conversation.
Don't check your phone.
That's how we make sure my wife's okay.
Okay.
Well, she's fine. She's fine. Everything's good. She's good. She's like, have fun. So
I
just saw you go, yeah. I was like, bro.
Yeah, totally. For sure.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. So you guys do the Parking Lot Takes podcast. Christian does his own thing with your son, which I'm forgetting his name right now. But
Walker.
You also Walker. But you also capture. But with those videos, you really capture the fun of watching movies for the first time, and that's something that is a nostalgic thing, whether it's the first Cars movie or the first Star Wars movie or whatever. And it's just also fun to see you being like, look at this cool thing.
Yeah.
So that's your stuff. Brandon, what do you do? You don't mind me asking.
No, what do you bring to the table?
What do I bring to the table? I bring nothing. I'm just the guy
the looks
that
of the
he
show.
can bounce his ideas off of.
That's true.
I haven't actually. I've taken a little bit of a break from it for a few weeks, but I have done a little bit of personal stuff, just kind of like exploring, just ideas and different things that I've enjoyed. Like, for example, I've done a little bit of like gaming content that's been kind of fun to do. Just like. Movies and like TV is obviously why we do this and is what like I love. Like it's my favorite thing in the world. But I kind of wanted to capture some of the other things that I do, as well. Like a little bit of gaming. I enjoy sports and stuff like that. So I've tried to capture a little bit of that. I've kind of like been dabbling in TikTok and Instagram and doing some of that stuff. Not quite as to the level that like Christian has, but But I do want to explore that more. I've got ideas, things that I kind of want to do, but I kind of just do it, just kind of having fun with it, just like Christian is. He's found something that just really works and he's crushing it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I do a little bit of that kind of here and there.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. That's cool.
And how long have you guys been doing the parking lot takes for?
A little over a year.
And a half, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, a year. We were a year in March.
Okay.
So first year was in March. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we did it.
Nice.
Now, what caused you to have that thought that these two guys, we really should have a podcast?
You know, it was the most original thought ever. Two white guys sat down and were like, you know what's never been done?
Comic talk.
You know what's the most original thought ever? My movie opinions matter.
People want to hear what I have to say.
I don't know how to describe this, like, because looking back, I tell you right now, no idea how we had the confidence to do that or why we had the drive to do it.
I've said though,
because like 3 clips a day, 2 episodes a week for a while, and then we kind of cankered that down a little bit. But like it yeah. So what? Here's the story. We met at church, and we kind of just became familiar. It initially became like, hey, you should talk to Brandon. He likes movies.
Yeah.
And I was like,
We
oh,
had,
cool.
mutual friends.
Mutual friends kind of connected us, and then it kind of went from we would see each other at church, and then chat about the movies we saw over the week, or the shows. Remember, Kenobi was coming out, and we would chat about Kenobi. And then
spicy conversation.
And then that kind of evolved into going to the movies together. Yeah. And then we went and saw Dune 2. Nice. And we spent 6 hours in the parking lot after the screening of Dune 2.
It was like 2 in the morning.
2 in the morning,
yeah. 2 in the morning, and we had seen a fairly early screening. It was just
wow.
It was crazy.
Yeah, my wife was furious. And Sierra,
I was married at the time,
my wife, is the one who came up with the name because of that event.
Yeah,
because of that specific event. She's like, you should call it something about standing in the parking lot till 2 a.m. I was like, okay.
We'll do it.
So that kind of just genesis that. I think we had talked about you initially, what's the normal story I tell here? I remember getting lunch with you very early on in with a group of friends, and someone asked like, hey Brendan, what are you doing like with like in life? What do you want to do? And you came out right out and be like, I want to do something in film.
Yeah. And
I always thought that was cool. Like I was like, I would never say that like ever. My dad would be so mad at me if I said that out loud. And so I then from there just kind of that just caught my eye, and it was almost kind of something like, why don't I look at it like that? And so then I kind of I think approached you initially about doing something.
Yeah, we were in like I remember it was in the parking lot of AMC. You were like, these conversations are great. Like we should just do something. Let's capture it. Like
like the most original thought ever.
Like we flow so well. We've got great banter. We should just do a podcast or do a show. Like let's just do that. And then obviously the actual manifestation wasn't till like 6 months later, because Dune came out like end of summer.
Yeah.
And then we kind of kicked it off like end of February, March was when we kind of like officially started. So it was a lot of back and forth before we actually confidently was like, let's do this. Let's put a camera on. But Dune 2 was kind of the like, this is like, if we were to just sit there and record this conversation, maybe it would resonate with people, or at least just like, hey, like, let's just bring other people into the conversation too.
Yeah.
Because it is that kind of like capturing that experience. So many people have that same experience. They go see with friends or family, right? You go out in the parking lot and you're like, I can't just go home. I got to talk about this. And so like we were doing that.
Which is like, it's a niche. It's like a familiar experience, but it is niched. Like, everyone only knows, in my opinion, 2 or 3 people willing to do that in their life. But like most movie lovers do that.
Yes.
Which I think is cool. And there's a few other podcasts that kind of capitalize on that concept. Drive-in movie podcast. I don't know if you guys know about them, but Big Screen BearCon, and his good friend Michael, they have a similar podcast, and it's like even a fresher perspective. Like they watch the movie, then go in the car and talk about it. And we did one of those episodes and hated it.
Our first,
we didn't like it.
It wasn't working. For us.
And I liked having a set. That was just kind of my thing.
But they capture it. It works.
They do. They do really well.
They
Yeah.
do it very well. We like the studio, the set.
But
kind of
enough
feel.
about hyping up other podcasts.
Yeah.
This is our time.
This is our time.
This is our time to brag.
Which is so nice.
Well, I think as we receive some criticism just because we're white guys on made a podcast, you think we deserve to be heard. It's still I wanted to do it because I like the creative aspect of it. I have a degree, an art degree, and I partially just wanted to edit. I didn't want to play video games. I wanted to edit, and so that was an inspiration. I had a half dozen friends with different interests, all related to movies, and so mostly it's Zach, but I grab my other friends and I do that. But also when it comes to the audience, it's not always about like I don't know what you would consider the biggest movie podcast, but you can listen to them and because they're popular. And my camera died. Oh, it's back? No, okay. I'll fix it in a sec. But you can listen to the most popular movie podcast. Or you can find a small one like ours and enjoy just talking or like I interact on our Discord a lot. So I want to feel like a friend, even if I'm never going to talk to this person in real life. I want that personal relationship, at least somewhat, to be able to not just be I never want to be a celebrity. I just want to have these conversations, even with a complete stranger who comes into our Discord, says, "Hey, I think you were wrong about this." I'm like, "Okay, tell me why," and then we talk about it. So, I'm gonna fix my camera here.
Oh.
I do not have it's battery operated, and there's no like you can't charge it while it's being used. So it's a meme at this point. So.
I think you got to get a new camera, Seth.
Yeah, as soon as I make some money off of this thing.
That's why we do it. The money we haven't seen.
Just for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Zach, when we start getting sponsors or whatever, you can tell me to get a new camera.
Okay, I'll be sure to be right on that.
Such a tough. I understand that so much.
Yeah.
Oh, I think about that with like my computer, and I'm gonna get a new computer. But I was like, when I make enough money to buy a new computer, that'll mean something to me. And now I'm like, this just sucks. I hate this.
I just
thing.
want to do it anyway.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
All
No,
right.
I hate editing. I hate it. It's not a communal. As soon as we could shove that off, I was like, yep, let's get rid of it. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I liked it in the beginning. I think there was something about sitting down, editing the clip, and then seeing perform well.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not
it
as
helped to figure out how to
attached.
learn.
There's an advantage to me doing it or us doing it for sure. Like no one's gonna be as in tune with you say it, recording, you edit it,
I
and
want it
you're
to be
really
presented this way.
feeling it like, oh, this is gonna work.
Yeah.
But we maintain with how we have our editor do it. He just cuts it, leaves everything in, cuts it, and then we go in and like kind of pull what we want out of it.
Yeah.
We just need the camera angles. So that's
I mean,
that's cool.
I've had to let go of even that. That took up most of my time. I used to manually cut between our cameras for a long time. That took forever. And then I had the creative ability or desire to make it funny and to throw in cutaway jokes to memes or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like one time I dusted us when we were talking about Infinity War at the end of the episode. That took 3 hours that I put it as a post-credit scene and nobody saw it. But I love to do it because that's my what I enjoyed doing. That was before that was while I was engaged and not married. So I could spend some time doing that. Now I just gotta let it be, which is fine.
Yeah.
But
Okay. So
I wanted to ask Zach's going. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if Seth doesn't mind me having the honor, I'd like to ask
ahead.
our guests the question that we ask
Yes.
all guests. 2 questions. First question is, what's your favorite movie? Second question is, what do you think is the best movie?
We ask every guest, so they can be different. I mean, that's why they're 2 different questions because they can be different answers.
Absolutely. Okay, let me cook this.
They're cooking.
Let him cook.
I can go. Well, our favorites are behind us. So like,
Okay.
Oh,
I don't.
nice.
Is this inverted on the camera? I don't know. I
No.
can't even.
Not
So,
for me. It might be on
Guy
the screen.
Ritchie's The Gentleman is my favorite movie of
Okay.
all time. I think it's expertly written. It's super quippy.
Nice.
I don't know if either of you guys have seen it or are familiar with Guy
No.
Ritchie, but he does the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Mm-hmm.
So he just has a way of editing and pacing his stories that just scratch an itch in my brain. He had a movie come out this year called In the Gray that we both liked a lot.
Fantastic.
Ooh,
And so that would be definitely my pick for favorite movie. And then you can.
Yeah, Interstellar, most
Mhm.
original. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this movie before. Actually,
Oh, never, no.
It's an indie
No,
film.
no,
by,
tell me about it.
Indie director Christopher Nolan.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's ever seen him before. But yeah, Interstellar is the perfect blend of sci-fi epic, great performances, interesting story. It gets me emotional every single time I see it.
Mhm.
It's just put something in your heart that I can't capture anywhere else.
Yeah.
When it re-released in theaters a couple years ago, it's just like even further affirmed how just like amazing of a film it is. I love everything about it, every second of it. So yeah, it's you guys should maybe check it out sometime. You know,
Oh, yeah,
if you
If I got
want to
some time,
dive
maybe.
into Nolan again, you probably never heard of him.
Yeah. Dude, we have the Nolan Bros on our podcast because the first episode ever was me, my friend Josh, and my friend Will in his room
Yeah.
after watching The Prestige, and that was our first episode.
Yeah.
Zach joined after he realized that he was being left out of the Nolan episodes.
Yeah.
So we completed them. We completed it with Insomnia just earlier this year, I think.
Nice.
Which was an interesting one. And then we got the Odyssey. But I also had one of the tracks from Interstellar, Cornfield Chase, in my wedding for my wife to walk down the aisle.
damn.
to.
No
It
way.
was-
That's
crazy.
It was
awesome.
a
That's
it was a
crazy.
cello and a piano, and it was Josh, my best man, said, "I think I'm gonna cry" when they were practicing it, and I was like, "Dude, it's so perfect." And
Oh, so you've
it's
seen
like,
Interstellar? That's cool.
Yeah.
a couple times.
Couple times.
You don't meet many of those.
Yeah, we don't meet many
Okay, so were those your favorite movies?
favorite.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
There's an
What
argument.
do you think
for
the best
Interstellar
movie
for
ever
that.
made is?
I mean, I might. There's I could. I almost just want to give it. So, I might sit pretty firm on Jurassic Park. I think Jurassic Park.
Mm.
I think there's an argument. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what is. I could just give you the handful of what I consider to be like Jaws, Jurassic Park, Whiplash. Like, there's just something about those. Well, down to score. I don't even know. I can't even answer. A New Hope, Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
all in
Mm.
there. I
Mhm.
wouldn't. Do you have a definitive answer for that? Which you would like? I would stand
I
on
would
business and argue this.
Probably, man. I could argue Interstellar. I
I would pick that apart.
could, but I could lean towards like a Shawshank Redemption.
That's a good one.
I think that is probably the best screenplay. I mean, performance-wise, story, emotion. It hits all of those notes that Interstellar does, but it doesn't have some of that vagueness that people tend to kind of, run with and say. Like, it's pretty universally accepted to be like one of the greats, and I would say it's probably everything's a 10 out of 10 in that. I can't think of anything that would bring it down to a 9. So maybe the Shawshank Redemption, Return of the King. I mean, Return of the King could be up there. I just personally love Shawshank Redemption a lot, but I could argue why it would be the best movie, I think. So yeah, I'd probably do Shawshank. That would be my definitive answer.
Yeah. You said 10 out of 10. I know Zach on his Letterboxd reserves the 5 out of 5 for a lot of, or like the best movie, like even a really, really, really good movie gets a 4.5 out of 5. And so you have a
Yeah,
pretty
I
hard
don't know.
standard on
Gatekeep
good
it.
movies.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a good. I like that.
Do you know how many? It's okay if you don't, but do you know how many movies you've actually like given a 5 out of 5?
Let me see.
Because I think we view it a little differently. I think you give out more 5 out of 5s than I do. I think.
I make space for what relates to me personally more than you do.
Yes.
So
Sure.
something that really gets me, I will 10 out of 10 just because, like Superman. Like I think Superman
Mm.
last year has quite a few things about it that pull it down. Not 10 out of 10 because it was just everything.
Yeah.
I could have
Yeah.
really felt like it just did
Felt the
everything.
same.
It just did it for me. And like,
Mhm.
and it just brought such a feeling of nostalgic feeling, but a emotional attach. I just such an emotional attachment to that movie outside of the flaws, where I don't think stuff like that exists. But
Yeah.
I mean, what? Yeah,
Yeah, I
give me
think-
some of your 5 out of 5s, please.
Just off my letterbox right now. Just Project Hail Mary was my last easy 5 out of 5.
Easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
No questions
Easy, all
there.
right.
for
Even
me.
okay. not a 4.5 out of 5. Like I see it.
That's a 4.5 out of movie if there ever is one, brother.
I think so. I was blown away.
No, I love that movie.
Okay.
I think there's
Well,
some pacing problems in it that like
There
You
might
guys
be.
were talking about this on your Project Hail Mary episode that I listened to. You were like, it doesn't like it's an 8 out of. You said 8 out of 10 at the time, but you were like,
Yeah.
but it's a great movie. Like, how can we say
Yeah.
it's an 8 out of 10? But it's a great movie. So
Yeah.
I'm still there at the 8. Like it's like one of the most beautifully shot movies. It's expertly told. It's a spectacle.
It's awesome.
It's
yeah.
so awesome. Hits me right in the feels. 8 out of 10. Like just I don't, and it's something to do with the pacing of it. And I read the book, so I don't know if you read the book. I think the book reading the book for me made me struggle because there were so many things where I was just like, why are you just like telling me that instead of showing it to me the way they unpacked it in the book, which takes maybe an extra minute of time.
Yeah.
I remember we posted clips and people like, and every time you complain about pacing, oh, it's a little rushed. Someone's like, the movie can't be 12 hours. And I'm like, I'm asking for 30 seconds, bro. 30 seconds.
extra,
I'm asking for 2 minutes. Like, let's calm down, dude.
yeah.
But specifically, like, my immediate reference will be like something like how Rocky's species didn't know about radiation.
Yeah.
And how they just kind of said that. And I said, like, in the book, that's just unpacked so well, I think.
Yeah.
And like how they come to that realization still happens in a conversation. But my point is like the time you take to just exposition that they could have that conversation and I could learn it with them. And that's what was so fun about the book is you were learning things with Grace the whole time. And the movie just kind of spent a lot of time having Ryland catch you up because you're kind of catching up with Rocky or you're catching up with Ryland on a lot of stuff. That's just but I'm not but when you were like I holy grail my 5 out of 5s, I did not think you were gonna say Project Hail Mary. Even though that movie is great.
It is
That
great,
movie is great and it deserves the love. Like I'm not I mean
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing. But I thought you were gonna be like, yep, I got 5 of them. And it's like, here are my 5 out of 5.
I mean, I feel like I'm less gatekeeping. I feel like than Seth might think I am.
Sure.
But
Okay.
I feel like I had to rewatch Project Hail Mary though too. That's kind of what I like about Letterboxd, especially, is that you can put in like multiple logs for the same film.
Yeah.
In
have
that,
different ratings for
I
them.
was just thinking about that. How like it's interesting how your brain chemistry changes.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you just completely changed the Star Wars list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zach, I think I didn't mean you gate kept. I meant
Well,
you
yeah,
were more careful. I will more generously give a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you're just thoughtful about it, and you're like, okay, there are some flaws, whatever. I don't remember what Superman was for you, but it was
It was
like,
a
we were both
4.5.
excited for the. Yeah. See, so you had shared that, and I was like, only a 4.5, but I was like, that's totally fair.
I do genuinely. I 10 out of 10 stuff when I think it's perfect, and Superman's probably the only example I can think of a time I have 10 out of 10 something that I just do consider to not be perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't 10 out of 10 stuff. I don't even know. I don't
I've
even know how to answer
I have
that.
10 out of 10 some not perfect movies. I think I had 10 out of 10 the first Transformers movie. That movie is not perfect, but I love it.
That's funny.
So,
I feel like for me,
there's definitely some in there.
if I have like a strong emotional attachment to the movie, but I do see the flaws, I'll give it a 4.5. So in some ways, I think 4.5s. Like I have a lot of favorite movies that are 4.5s, but and I feel like sometimes I like them probably even more than I do some of like my 5 out of 5 movies. But it's just I feel like when you just see the flaws, it's like I can't entirely look past those and give it the full 5 out of 5. So
yeah, I rewatch probably a lot more 4.5s than I do 5 out of 5s. Like, because there are some 5 out of 5 movies that are just, I recognize are just amazing, but like the rewatchability is not there, or it's like a tough subject that I'm like, I don't know if I really want to rewatch that. But there's a lot of 8 or 9 out of 10s that I'm like, this is just a fun time. I would love to rewatch this.
I just checked my 5 out of 5s, and that's kind of it's more than I'm comfortable with. I was like,
I'm not gonna check
oh my
mine.
gosh. I was like, I said, what? I literally just thought, I'm like, that movie?
Pixels 5 out of 5? Crazy.
You're stupid for not hating that movie as much as you do. An idiot.
I had a joke for a while where it it was a meme from somebody else, but it was like I had fun, and it was I think it was the meme was somebody's letterbox. Every entry was I had fun. And so I adopted that for a little bit. It's like that's all it is. Like you can be critical or you can have fun, and a lot of movies are just fun.
Yeah,
we have an award ceremony at the end of the year, and one of our entries was the most Madam Web movie. And 2024 was all the entries were Madam Web, just because it's like the most Madam Web movie. It was still fun. It was so stupid and fun, but
Minecraft.
Yeah. Zach, did you have something?
Minecraft was
Oh, I was just gonna say.
Did you guys know the Minecraft movie sequel? Sorry. They just said the Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
Minecraft movie sequel is the Minecraft movie squared with Kirsten Dunst as Alex. So, anyways, that's some news. What's Zach?
I was gonna say I just realized I gave Kung Fu Panda 2 5 stars. Such a good movie. I'm not gonna lie.
I hate that. It's good. Like,
but two is somehow better than 1. I think.
I love
the second one. 2 is like that's why I wouldn't. Dude, 2 is so good.
I think they're both great. I just struggle with like such the like magic that first one has, but maybe that is more maybe that is a bit of one. Maybe that is a bit. Maybe that is a bit of nostalgia though. Yeah. Kind of like seeing it through rose-colored glasses, but
hey, there ain't nothing like Tai Lung escaping prison and the rest.
That is such a great scene. I love that one.
There's nothing like that in the second one.
All right, that's true. I want to get to Daredevil because I don't think I told you this. We only do about an hour and then cut it off.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, I love talking about random stuff, and that's kind of why we do this. Is we just talk about sometimes we need to have more random episodes, Zach, just because we get off on this stuff. We do what have you been watching and whatever. So okay, so I have not listened. If you guys have done a Daredevil season 2, Born Again season 2 overview, we have not. I don't even know if we've given updates. Zach and I last year did season 1. Every 3 episodes we did an update. That was a lot, but now we don't care. So we're gonna look back on Born Again season 2, what we thought, what we wanted, and how we felt. So what do you guys think?
Fire away, Daredevil boy.
The one with the Daredevil shirt.
I loved it.
Okay.
It's my favorite kind of like, I don't know if you guys have watched Spider Noir yet, but of all the superhero TV shows that have come out, it's my favorite thing that's come out this year. It's to me exactly what I wanted when Disney's like, we're bringing back Daredevil. This is what I pictured in my head. And to me, I absolutely adored it. Like, I just thought it was awesome. Some super high moments in all of Daredevil in this season. And I just, you know what? I'm gonna glaze the black suit. The black suit is the best superhero suit.
Oh, it's so good.
Maybe ever. It looks.
But it's already going away.
Yeah,
it's already going away.
I'm happy I got
it's
it.
Like stripping and all that. Yeah,
I'm happy it's
really
there.
Good. The one I saw the practical reason more than just looking cool and selling more kids' toys was that he spray painted it black because it's actually hides him in the shadows, and then like when the lights are flashing on him, he still kind of blends in with the night, except the Daredevil logo still glows and his eyes and chin glow and like that. It just looks so cool.
I loved it. I'm such a big fan of that.
Brandon?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it as well. I thought it was pretty fantastic. I mean, last year we were doing episode every week breakdowns of that. We were doing like the 2 episodes, like a full, and then that. So but we were kind of like a lot of highs in season 1. There's definitely some lows. What I was looking for in this season, and we did talk about it on the show, was I just wanted something consistent because I love the Netflix series. Christian even has more of an affinity than I do. We both love it, but I just want something consistently good because season 1 highs, I was like, this is it, like capture this. But for me, when it would go low, I was like, man, this feels like Disney's kind of like not disservicing the character, but kind of fumbling with what I wanted. And season 2 was the consistently good every episode. Even when it slowed down a little bit, I felt like we were still getting good content.
Well, yeah. I don't know how. I'm curious to hear how y'all thought about Born Again season 1, but that was our first viral video. Was hating on Born Again. And like not awesome because then we had to go meet a bunch of people who loved it, and that was kind of awkward.
Sorry.
But I mean, yeah, so you put it best, which is like something consistent, but like I just couldn't. My big deal with what I can't stand, and it's kind of like something that started, in my opinion, with Last Jedi, is like this whole thing of like, here's a gap between we've seen a character. The only thing we as Disney know to do is to bring the character all the way down and then build them back up to where we left them off.
Yeah.
And I just can't stand doing that over and over again. They did it with Luke.
Yeah.
They did it with Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
And now they've done it with Matt. And like, and it's specifically it bothered me in Born Again because we've done that with Matt already. Like we've already done giving up Daredevil. We've already done it. And if y'all watch Defenders, a lot of his arc in Born Again is the arc in Defenders.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
And into season 3. And so when we were just redoing it, and what was so frustrating is the best moments you could tie to the overhaul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the worst moments
you
would
distinguish
could tie to pre-overhaul. And that was what was, I mean, it just kind of just, you know, looking back, is it as bad as I think we were given like episodes like 3 out of 10? Like we were 3 out of 10ing stuff.
Yeah, there's
I would not go back and do that again.
I think I gave the bank episode, like a 3 out of 10. I was like, this is just,
even though I think that episode's pretty good.
I haven't rewatched it. I may feel differently, but
that's like
Seth and I have very different
I was
opinions
pretty
on that
aggressive.
episode.
I think
okay.
it's like it's just horribly misplaced in that season.
Yeah,
that's awfully
my thing,
misplaced.
but-
Had this been like how they did the Punisher special, had they
Yeah.
released Daredevil
That's
special
Yep.
right before the
that's
season
a great
came out,
take.
that would have been a love. That people
That's a great take.
loved
That's a
that.
parking lot take.
That's
Sorry.
a great
That was
take
funny.
there. Oh,
I
that's good. I hadn't thought about it that way.
Yeah,
No,
so
that's cool.
that's I said that
Yeah.
in our episode.
Did you
So-
really?
Sure did.
I don't know. You didn't say if they did it like a
Yes, I
Punisher
did.
special because we hadn't seen that.
You
by
don't
then.
listen to me,
I don't listen
and
to
I
you.
have great opinions.
I block out your bad takes.
You just said it was a good take.
I know. Just kidding. I'm down.
Anyway, but yeah, so the bank episode just kind of killed the pacing
Just
of the season.
jointed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I would attribute to the first season, and I know we're talking about season 2, so I'm sorry, is show salad. It's like you cut up all the ingredients that make a good show, and then you just put it in a bowl and said, "Here you go."
Yeah.
And like
Yeah,
where
that's
you'd
great.
want more something like, and I would just contribute it to like something like chili. I'm sorry, I'm using this analogy, but
You
chili,
hungry?
you could just put all the ingredients in the
Dinner
pot
time.
and serve it. Can you do that? Yeah. Will people be like, "This is chili"? Yeah. But if you let it simmer for 2 hours, it's going to be so much better. And like, that's what the show was missing, was like the cooking, which was like this leading into this flavor bleeding into that, this decision reflecting this, all of the cohesiveness that was it just felt like this. It didn't run like that.
Yeah.
I'm
and
in
so
awe.
that's
I'm in
just-
awe right now.
that's
That was
just-
amazing.
That's just how I feel about season 1.
It's really funny because I feel like we said a lot of the same things in our podcast in just like different ways. Like I described season 1 as like a sample platter is what I called it. Where it's like, hey, you get White Tiger for a little bit, then we're just gonna wipe him off. You're gonna get Muse. He's really interesting. Oh, there he goes. And it seems like felt like season 1 just kept like giving you something and like taking away right away.
Yeah.
And it was just instead of letting it cook, like you said, and giving us these full arcs for any of these characters.
And now we have a consistent show called season 2, which they cooked the whole time. It's simmered.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
is some of my affinity for season 2 of Born Again because it was so good and they were like doing it right? Absolutely. Like I was having just bonkers fun with it, and clearly like I launched a whole new format of my content because of how excited I was that first episode was good. And you know how crazy, like I've watched other shows and projects and thought about like, should I do like the reactionary stuff? I can't. Daredevil consistently just actually brought that reaction out of me, out of other people.
Something to be excited about.
Like
for
something
the characters.
every episode, multiple times that got me hyped. Like awesome.
Yeah.
So special.
Christian, I want to ask you.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Do you watch it first and then you do the reaction so that you can?
So yeah,
I'm curious about behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. The first time I did, I usually watch it first and then kind of go back through. But what's funny is like I only do that because I want the experience of actually watching it and sitting down and watching it.
Don't want to lose that.
Exactly. You don't want to focus on
But
content.
like I could I could off the rip be like that. Like,
Yeah,
I totally could. And that's just like, and that kind of genesis from like, I just recorded my reaction to the ending of the first episode.
Yeah.
And like, that did very well views wise. And so I was like, oh, sick. But yeah, I do just go back through and just kind of hit the highlight reels of everything again.
That's
but
great.
That's just, yeah.
Yeah.
People think I stand the whole time. I totally could. I absolutely.
Oh, I know you could. I absolutely know you could do all of this.
Actually, you know what? My best Maul Shadowlord video I did for Maul Shadowlord, I watched through the first time.
Kind of just recorded as you were. Yeah.
The first time I did it like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I still am a stand for the Netflix show. And I saw somebody say online that we cannot be comparing Born Again to the Netflix show because I still don't think even Born Again season 2. Zach and I have gone back and forth on this. I would still probably watch OG season 2 over Born Again season 2. And Zach, I forget that it's not the Punisher season. It is for like half of it, and the rest is the Hand, which does kind of suck. The zombie children always throws me. But I still love the vibe of those shows more than maybe it's the length of them, not the length of the episodes, length of the seasons. I've said that current TV just makes super long movies and then they cliffhang you at the end, whereas all 3 of those seasons had a resolution within the season. And they could have been like, yes, we were promised season 4 and they took that away from us and the whole Save Daredevil, but you can end with season 3 and be done. And my hot take from last week when we did our movie hot takes was that we should have maybe only gotten Charlie Cox to cameo in No Way Home, and that was it. Like, never bring him back as Daredevil. I know that's hot, and I don't really believe that, but but I was so traumatized by how season 1 it went down that I would rather not have.
I know what you mean.
Rolled that dice of are we going to get it good this time? Let's just leave it as the Netflix shows being great.
Yeah.
It's a conversation of like, leave something that was so perfect how it is, or risk doing something new. Maybe it's as good or maybe it's not. And if it's not as good, it kind of tramples on what was before.
It's like Star Wars or Indiana Jones.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I do think that's why. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So like, when we're looking at season 1, I think that is why we were probably so harsh initially, is because we both loved the Netflix show so much that we were like, all right, Disney, if you're going to pick this up, if you're going to bring, Charlie Cox back, if you're going to bring Vincent D'Onofrio, like, you got to do it right. Yeah. And when we got those pre-haul episodes, we were like, oh, shoot. Like, ooh, this is not the same quality. And then you get like an episode where we're like, oh, we do really like this. So back and forth that it was like our emotions were swinging because we wanted to like it so much, but we weren't. And we had to be true to that when we were talking about it. And so getting now a season 2, I do think it's maybe not quite Netflix, but it's as close as we're probably going to get to Netflix.
Yeah.
And I am happy to see and feel that, because there were moments in the season where I was like, yeah, this is pretty close. This feels kind of how I felt watching the Netflix show. And if this is as close as we're going to get, I'm okay with it. I would love to see it get to maybe that perfect, but like at least season 2 is as close as we're going to get, like I'm okay with that. Getting more good character content. We're pushing the characters forward. We're pushing Matt forward. We're pushing Wilson Fisk forward. Season 1 felt like a lot of just like, hey, we're back. Isn't this cool? And it's like, yeah, sometimes.
I think like season one would, the entire storyline of season 1 would be one episode of the OG show. Like, like, and it's just like how little they did. It just was just,
that's how I felt with the bank episode. Like, there was multiple times where it was just like, this isn't pushing anything forward.
There's still issues with it. Like, it's fun, but it's like, there's like, why would anyone not think Matt's Daredevil at this point? Like, Matt just like opened the bank vault.
Yeah.
Why would not Kamala Khan's dad not be like, yeah, then he opened the bank vault. Like, he has no reason to not, like, there's no excuse to like why that guy would. And he's like, and I can remember the comments be, well, maybe because he has a superhero daughter, he doesn't want to out. I'm like, okay, will we just shut up? Like, can we just be for real?
It's not like, too much context here. Yeah.
I'm gonna let Zach go, and then I have a big question.
Okay. I feel like for me with the second season, like after the first 3 episodes, I was like, this is good, but what's going to make it great? And then episode 4 happened. And episode 4 was the one that like really blew me away. Like, that Bullseye's diner scene, so iconic, so awesome. And
So incredible.
this might be controversial, but what I kind of like about Born Again versus the original show is that they're letting it be a little bit more comic booky, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like Bullseye's diner scene, I don't think would have ever worked the way it did in the original show. Having a character like Swordmaster, is that his name?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Having his character, I don't know if like Mr. Charles would have even worked well in the original show, but just kind of like being able to take this to more comic booky, just slightly, while still being like gritty and somewhat realistic, I think kind of gave the show like what it needed to just kind of feel more connected to the MCU, like where you feel like Daredevil can meet these other characters now versus like, I feel like that was the hard thing with the Netflix series is that like, oh, this is all happening like in the same universe as like an alien invasion. And even though like the show references that, it still feels weird for those two to be happening like in the same universe. So that's what I liked about Born Again. And just to moving on from episode 4, like episode 5, I think was the flashback one, right? That one was really good.
I wanted to ask here. Can I jump in with this?
Yeah, you can jump in. Yep.
With not only the flashbacks to using footage from the old show, but also bringing back Foggy and Wesley and de-aging some of the characters to look like season 1. That was such a good episode, but it made me just want to watch season 1 again. And my camera's busted again. But any legacy sequel that I've seen in the last 5 years, if I'm thinking I would rather watch the original over this, I don't think it's good enough. Like Top Gun Maverick is one that stands out as I would watch Top Gun Maverick over Top Gun.
Yeah.
But I would rather watch season 1 over Born Again season 2, or OG season 1 over Born Again season 2 because of what they teased us with, not only with the story, but they even changed the aspect ratio. That was a simple thing, like the artistic touch of the scenes that were supposed to take place back in 2015. Looks so good, and I just wanted to watch season 1 over again. So I don't know if you felt anything during season 5 like that.
Let me just turn around the question on you quickly. So do you feel like Born Again has not earned being made yet, including season 2?
Say that again.
So like we have had this conversation before of like, if you're going to do like a legacy sequel, to your point, like as you're watching it, do I feel like, yes, this has earned being made? It is like a worthy sequel. Do you feel
Top Gun
like
Maverick being an example?
Exactly. I would agree.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes sense the way the story goes. It all just plays in well. It captures everything. It's a deserving sequel. It earned its right to be a sequel.
Does it justify its own existence?
That's what I was looking for. Does it justify its own existence? So for you right now, do you feel like Born Again seasons 1 and 2 has justified its existence as a quote unquote sequel to the Netflix show?
Putting aside my knowledge that Disney does stuff for money, knowing that bringing back Daredevil is going to make money for them.
Bit of a money grab.
I still stand by. I would be satisfied if we only ever got 3 seasons of Daredevil.
Gotcha.
So I guess like I just would push.
I guess that.
I would understand feeling that about this project, but like, do you think you feel that way across the board? Like, are you watching something like Maul Shadowlord, or I don't know if you're a Star Wars guy, but you're thinking I'd be like, well, it's nowhere near the master level craftsmanship of A New Hope, so it shouldn't be made. Like, that's
a good point.
And like where I would agree. So there's a difference here, right? Like I agree in the quality. The quality's not there. It's not even leaps and bounds. Like there's 3 season 1, season 3, season 1, and then there's a big gap in between Born Again season 2. But I don't think they're deflaming the IP like I thought Born Again season 1 did. They're bringing a lot of things back. And I think they're doing justice to what they're doing, and they're building the character in. They're not now. And here's how I say: the character of Daredevil is done doing this, going like this, because the Netflix series did this. But what the Daredevil Born Again character
going
can
up
do
for those
is
for
do
audio
this.
listeners,
going up can spread out and branch out And that's what I think they're doing with something like, Matt being gone and him just being Daredevil. Like, interesting. And then going to prison at the end. Spoilers, I guess. Sorry. As long as we don't do this. And so it's like, it's fine to branch out. And so my example of this is going to be you have the original trilogy of Lord of the Rings, greatest trilogy of all time, in my opinion. Might be touched by spiders. We'll have to see, but just expert filmmaking, amazing world building, great, probably one of the greatest book adaptations on top of that. Well, then you have The Hobbit. And a lot of people are going to tell you The Hobbit shouldn't have been made. I completely disagree with you. No, does it not reach the highs of Lord of the Rings? No, it does not. But you get to see Middle Earth at a spot you've never seen it. You get to see Middle Earth being Middle Earth, and they build the world out in The Hobbit so much than you get in just the linear storytelling within Lord of the Rings. And so I'm cool with The Hobbit because it does that. But that would be kind of, and that's kind of like on top of that, and you have the prequels. Like the prequels don't, in my opinion, reach the highs of Empire or A New Hope in terms of filmmaking, but the moments and the branching out, how it branches and broadens the story justifies his existence. So that's what has to happen. I think Born Again season 2 did that. And I love the point about it being more comic booky, because I do think you have to transition Daredevil if you want to keep the show canon into what we could get out of him in the MCU, like in a Spider-Man project, or if he's going to be in an Avengers project at some point. You got to transition it somehow. So I almost look at it like that as well, because it would be a hard cut, I think, to like getting Matt how we would think he would be in the MCU, I guess.
Yeah. No, you explained that really well, and I understand that. It's you brought up the Lord of the Rings. I enjoy the Hobbit movies as well. I can acknowledge that it was a much shorter book than the Lord of the Rings, and a single book versus 3 books, but they still squeezed all the money and story they could out of it. But they're fun movies. If you aren't a Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit purist, where you're like, this isn't exactly how it was in the book, I still have fun with the movies. It's one of the first movies I saw in theaters because I was a sheltered homeschool kid. So
the first 2 theater experiences of The Hobbit were so electric. That was so fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I hear you with the Born Again. I still like it. I'm still critical when I'm watching it. Like, I felt that at the end of season 1. I was like, when the finale of season 1 rolled, I was like, partly because I don't like that song at the end, that I don't even know what it's like, but the final song messed me up. But then Zach and I were there, and I was like, that's it. Like, they're just gonna. I get it now, but season 2 had a lot more of those moments that is also fleshing it out, and I think it's still great. I still have kind of a quip with like Fisk is always the bad guy. Like 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5 seasons, it's been him, and it's going to be him again in Born Again 3. But it's his nemesis, so it's going to happen. But I just wish I don't know. I think he's going to be in Spider-Man. I have it's not too crazy.
I don't think.
I think I would call it crazy before the finale of Born Again 2 aired.
Yeah.
But basically, the prison that Peter is in is the same prison that Matt is in, and the hand is attacking. And it was something like that Daredevil becomes the leader of the Hand, and the reason Punisher is helping him is because he wants Matt back.
Well, that was
Matt.
That was the original theory before
the
finale of season 2.
Okay.
But
I want more tie-ins with the movies, basically.
Yeah.
I
think for me. Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, with like legacy sequels, and they're like, if they're necessary to exist, I feel like it's more about the characters to me than anything else. Like, unless it's like a total like bomb of a project, if I'm like emotionally attached somewhat to these characters, like, I'll watch it. I'm excited to watch it. Like, I like Ahsoka more than a lot of people because I love the Rebels show. Star Wars Rebels, such a good show.
Yeah.
So I was excited to like continue to see these characters, and especially to see like some of these characters like switched over to like the live action platform too was really exciting for me. And even though, I mean, I know the show has its issues, but I think it was still really cool to see all these characters back. And same way with Born Again, like, even though like season 1 wasn't the greatest, I think it was still fun to see these characters back. And like into season 2, it was good to see them like with good writing now too, and just kind of like executed better than season 1 was. So
That's good. Yeah, Ahsoka's a good example of that. Yeah, I would agree with that.
So, we only have 10 minutes. I wanted to talk about some changes that I wrote down, and maybe talk about changes that you guys would have elevated Born Again season 2 again. I do want to blaze through these. I just wanted someone to hear them besides me and my wife, because we talk about this stuff too. She loves Daredevil. I got her hooked on the Netflix show.
Nice.
And we just love it. So she pitched that Vanessa should have been pregnant in the 4-5-6 arc, or 3-4-5, something like that, because she legitimately thought she was. There was a point where she was laying down on the ground, just kind of gathering her senses before, I think it was the boxing match, maybe. They had been just talking about Fisk's legacy, and I was like, are you talking about having kids? And then imagine the heartbreak. Like, Ellie hates how much she feels for Fisk, because they write it pretty well, because they're such, they love each other well. And imagine another step of heartbreak, knowing that Vanessa died with a child, an unborn child inside her. Like, I think that would have hit another level. It's not necessary, but it would have, the pieces were lining up, and we were kind of shocked when they did go that route.
You know what you could do? You could have somehow have like Fisk try and somehow he finds that out before he goes boogeyman on everybody at City Hall. And that's what triggers that.
So that would have been my only point against it. Is if that had happened, the stuff between that and City Hall wouldn't have made sense. Like, he would have gone City Hall level crazy probably at that point. So we wouldn't have been able to get that, like, where he's a little more calm. Obviously, he's still grieving. I think that would have set him off, and he wouldn't have cared. He would have burned the city down at that point. But that's he gets like
this was our
phone call or finds something out. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, it makes sense looking back now. But this was our theory at the end of season 5 or episode 5, episode 6.
Yeah.
Without knowing how the season finale was going to go.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I could definitely see that. Because, the legacy conversation and stuff like that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well,
I still think it needed more church. We got more church than season 1. I did his prayer and his time in the church with AVTF and talking with the priest. But I still, the stuff from season 3, season 3, and it just will never get old. And the clip makes its rounds on the internet. God's plan is like a beautiful tapestry, beautifully written. I just miss that. I miss that as a Christian myself. I wish there was more of that, and I wish that they would lean into it. I still doubt it, just because of the leadership. But at least, even in the comics, I've started to read the comics more. I really appreciate how that's just his character. That is who he is. And even in the one that I don't remember which run it is, but he is a priest in one of the runs after he uses his memory of being a lawyer or something.
Yeah, I will say, even though we don't get as much church, I love the values being such at a forefront in this season. And that specifically comes to a head with episode 6 with Bullseye and the whole concept of forgiveness and mercy. I mean,
mercy.
Fantastic. And that's where I love to see that. And I agree. I want more church, but that's what like sets apart Matt from Frank. Like, and up until that moment, right, we all were fine, like would be fine if Bullseye died. But it wasn't until like just that reflection of like Matt forgiving him and that's just who he is, and that's and his baggage all the way from season 1 of, and that's like, I'm like, the payoff, a lot of payoff for killing Foggy is resolved in episode 6.
Yeah.
And all of season 1, it's like, I'm helping you out of duty. And so like a little more context, I guess, is my favorite thing in the entirety of MCU is Matt throwing Bullseye off the roof. I love that you make the religious Catholic guy kill someone in his heart. Like, that's so compelling, even though he didn't die. But Matt doesn't buy himself out of that. Maybe like someone like potentially Spider-Man or Peter could be. Matt, he's like, no, I killed him. Like, I threw him off the roof, trying to kill him.
Yeah.
I made that choice. And and he knows that, and all of his actions almost reflect that through everything after that. Is like trying to make that right.
Yeah.
And at some point it comes to the head of like, I can't out of actions make it right. Like I won't be able to do that. And I'm only helping you out of some sort of weird deluded, like I have to.
Yeah.
And it's like a works thing. And like the acceptance of it's like, no, like the mercy and paralleling that with Foggy and like all of that coming to a head, just like just like those strong Christian, those values, and I loved that in episode 6. It made it what shocked a lot of people didn't like episode 6. And I'm like, that's the best episode of the show. Of Born Again, like without a doubt. Just so beautifully written and executed so visually well, I thought.
I forget that not forget. I know how much Foggy means to Matt. And one of the best examples I realized was High Top Films doing one of his incredible video essays. And I think it was about Born Again 2 or Born Again season 1. And he's saying you need the Netflix shows to understand almost anything of how they wrote Born Again season 1, because he cuts between Foggy and Matt in his apartment when Foggy just found out about Matt being Daredevil, and he goes, I only wanted my friend, and it like is cutting between him on the ground bleeding out and that scene, and then Matt crying, and it's like, and then he throws Daredevil off the building. Like that means so much more because you felt that heartbreak from that season 1 episode where he's like, I just wanted my friend, and then Matt being like, you kill my friend, you're done. At least in his heart, and then he comes full circle in season 2, and I don't know, he keeps saying 6, I think it was 5 at least with the flashbacks, and Foggy goes, maybe we're not talking about the same one, where he goes, we're gonna celebrate mercy, and then that's when he grabs Bullseye's hand to lift him up from the church. So
I must have I probably have him confused then. My bad.
But those are I think that arc specifically is incredible. And that has to pay off over time, or needs the background to pay off. The other arc Zach and I have talked about was Karen's arc.
Oh yeah, I was about to bring up Karen.
And Deborah Ann Wool is incredible, and just embodies Karen so well. And the one moment that made my jaw drop was when she and Dex were together, and she has a gun to his head, and she freaking pulls the trigger, and Matt throws his baton to stop or to push it out of the way. Like I was like, she is ready to kill him, and she did. In her mind and her heart, she did. That's 2 of our main characters who have tried to kill Dex. So.
And the way they wrote it from how I viewed it as an audience member I don't agree with Karen anymore. Because we watch Matt forgive him. So
that's the right
right thing to do. And they showed me that first. And so I'm on Matt's side of that, right? And that's what I love. Like it generated some interesting conversations. Was like, do you look at the Punisher differently?
Yeah, we talked
about
that.
With how Matt can forgive Bullseye, and that's what's the crux of their conversation from season 2 on the roof, is like, Frank, you have one guy who did some bad stuff, really bad stuff, but he's one small piece of goodness in him, and if you come in and snuff it out, it's gone forever. And that also coming into that episode, that's just some of the most highs of the Daredevil character. And so when you say more church, like I totally agree with you. I love the church, but I kind of impressed to have a hard time to find a moment where like a Christian or Catholic value was so at the forefront of an episode like that. Because I think a lot of the church stuff is kind of wrapped up in like, I got to do bad to do good. And like, and him wrestling with that. Whereas this was like, I just love that being just that handshake.
It's so good.
I love it. I know we're out of time. I gotta cut us off, but I get that we're vibing together. Like we get each other really well. So I appreciate talking to you guys and making time for us.
Absolutely.
I wish we could do an episode on each episode. a podcast episode on each TV show episode, just because there is a lot to talk about, and I want, Zach and I don't even do that enough. When you have a TV show, you don't get the parking lot take feeling,
Exactly,
being able to stand there and discuss it. So, you just ingest Twitter memes and Instagram reels about it instead of talking about it. So,
exactly.
Do you guys have anything, even Daredevil thoughts or personal thoughts before we close it out?
No. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that right now. We're happy to do this again if you guys ever want to.
Absolutely.
So
I think we should do it about maybe one of our random episodes. We call it, roundtable episode, just to talk about.
Yeah, because I'd love to hear more about you guys and your hearts, and that would make me happy. That's what we did. We went on a podcast and we spent so much time just like getting to know the other people. And that's what's tough about I think these the Zoom format is because we're just connecting to film and so, but I'd love to get to know you guys more on a random thing. So just please let us know.
Absolutely.
We're happy to do it. So for sure.
Yeah.
Been fun.
Follow these guys at This is Pops Culture, right?
Yep. That's it. Yep.
This is Pop Culture. Oh, Pops. Oh,
Pops.
Okay.
Yeah, Pops Culture.
Yeah,
Pops, because
I get it now. And then it's Brandon Clark and Parking Lot Takes.
You got it.
You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thanks
guys.
for having us. It's
Looking
been a lot
forward
of
to
fun.
maybe talking more. And
Absolutely.
And I know that we already got we stole one of your followers. Somebody came over to our side and was like,
nice.
"Hey, saw you're doing a collab." So
Sweet.
do you know who it is?
I do. Is Andrew? I don't know. Shout out Andrew.
Just see it as somebody that we know in the Discord or something like that.
Let's get one fellow.
He joined the Discord.
Sick, dude. That's awesome.
Wait, do you guys have a
That's what we're
Discord?
here for. We do.
You guys
we
okay,
have a Discord.
perfect. Then I actually kind of want to join that. So.
Oh, I know who Andrew is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. That's
Andrew.
Right.
Yeah.
When you
All
said
right,
Discord, I was like, I saw his username or his profile picture in my brain.
Yeah.
Superman.
Is the Discord a Parking Lot Takes or
Yes.
different one?
It's Parking Lot Takes.
Okay.
I can send you a link to it. That way you can.
Okay, I will put it in the
it should be
description when I
Parking
post
Lot
this.
Takes.
Awesome.
Ah, sweet.
Cool. All right, we gotta go. Thank you guys so much. Until next week. Oh
Thanks.
wait a second. I gotta promote. We're giving out free stickers because I bought them like
sick.
a year ago and nobody bought them, and so I'm just giving them out. So link in the description for that. I will send them to you. And follow these guys. Like I said, until next week, know that you're loved. God bless.
Thanks for watching, Mom.